Someone asked why they are experiencing so much more emotional suffering now that they are seeing this awakening process unfold. So one of the main reasons for this extreme emotional suffering is really experiencing all of these emotions that have been repressed. So repressed is meaning that you've unconsciously resisted emotions. Suppression is really consciously resisting emotions. So the two, there's repressed and suppressed emotions. It's sort of like a buildup. That if you're not doing the laundry daily, well, then you're left with a big pile of laundry at the end of the week. Now, it's like this, but imagine that throughout your lifetime. That if you're not used to feeling your feelings throughout your life, that means that you're used to fighting your feelings. Fighting your feelings is just another way of saying you're just resisting those feelings. So it creates this like pile of emotions. So it's been going on for quite some time. So why are you then all of a sudden feeling even more of this emotional suffering? Well, you throw in the mix of there's a big pile of repressed and suppressed emotions that you have been running from, pushing away, hiding from, avoiding, distracting yourself to not feel them. And now this awakening process, as you are most likely experiencing, is taking away those hiding spots. So maybe you lost your job. Maybe you have run out of money and you don't have money to spend on entertainment and other forms of distraction. Maybe your physical health has taken a plunge and now you're with your feet up on the couch or you're bedridden. So in summary, it's essentially you've run out of the coping mechanisms that have really been the resistance to feeling these feelings. See, if you don't have somewhere to run to, if you aren't hiding, you don't have distractions, then you just naturally just feel these feelings. But as this awakening process is unfolding, it's like you can't run from your feelings anymore. You can't push them away anymore. You can't hide from them. You can't distract yourself. So you're losing all of the ways before that you are used to coping with these feelings, coping with the pain or the discomfort or just that feeling of overwhelm. Something that's in you is just arising that you used to eat excessively to numb that pain, or drink excessively to numb that pain, or always be around friends to distract yourself from what you're feeling. Always be running to the gym or somewhere to run away from what's in you. So you just start noticing that something's different. That all of a sudden these emotions feel like they've gotten very loud. And they've gotten very loud because you just don't have any barrier, like this imaginary barrier of all of these activities in different places, the work, being a workaholic, all of the food, all of the alcohol, all of the smoking, all of the friends, all of these different things created a barrier to keep you essentially safe. It's like a protective mechanism to protect you from these feelings. Because when you're fighting your feelings, you treat the feeling as the enemy. That's why you're fighting it. So there's a feeling of not being, it's not safe to feel my feelings. So then I need something to essentially comfort me, like food or drinking or porn or shopping or just working a lot or entertainment or friends. All of these different things are a little bit of a security blanket. It's something to feel safe. Like I said, it's like something to soothe yourself with. It is a protective mechanism of the mind. Keeps us in thought instead of going right into those sensations and feeling. So that's why it feels like it gets pretty loud. But it's about listening. Listening. Because those emotions, that emotional suffering it's a signal. It's trying to tell you something. But it requires you to get closer to it and really listen and pay attention. If we continue to just continue to try and run from it, distract ourselves or avoid, then it just feels like that emotional suffering gets turned up even more, because in a way it's just trying to get your attention. So the more you try and go back to those protective mechanisms, the coping patterns, the more you try and hold on to, I'm running out of friends, and now I don't like being alone. Well, let me just make some new friends, call some people that I haven't spoke to in years, anything. It's this almost like reaching out, a clinging, a grasping for some sort of support in that way. But it's coming out of this desperation that I just can't be by myself, because then I'm left with just me and my feelings. Right? When you're not capable of working because maybe you lost your job, then it's, if you cling to, well, let me just put myself to work here at home and reorganize, redecorate everything, then it's kind of like you're missing the point, because this process is essentially taking away those hiding spots, taking away the distractions, taking away the ways that you were putting a barrier in between you and the feelings. It's removing all of that. And the more you try and go back to those patterns, then you really start experiencing that suffering even more. The best would be to see what's happening, requires you to be aware and not caught into those thoughts, and see it as like a sign. I see what's happening. I just got laid off work, or my business just tanked, or I can't really seem to get a job right now. So then it's embracing that alone time. in a way, it's trying, everything is lining up to provide you that alone time. But the more you're running, the more you're trying to prevent yourself from being alone, the more this just continues. And it just feels like it just increases more and more. And the more you'll just notice that all of these mechanisms, these safety mechanisms, the places you like to go, the entertainment you like to distract yourself with, the friends that you like to call, the places you like to go, all the work, all of that stuff just starts feeling like life is just starting to take it away. And this is grace. This is grace. A lot of people have the wrong idea of grace. Sure, you are filled by grace, but also there's the other aspect that people don't really talk about. Grace will take everything away from you. It'll take everything away and leave you nothing. But you have yet to realize what nothing really is, what no thing is. So it's removing all of these things from your life and essentially just leaving you with nothing, which feels like you're alone. And in that aloneness, that's when you realize the truth of what you are. So hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.